thanks to our sponsor, Lustcoins, which their pre-sale is going to be finished in 24 hours. So if you haven't bought yet, I just recommend go and get it right now. Not much more time left, and they're going to get back to PancakeSwap by, I think, maybe 30 hours or something like that. So just be quick. All right, let's get back to the market. We obviously start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, interesting moves. So look, we saw some sort of corrections after the price fall from the wedge. You can see this wedge which we had here. And I was expecting when we hit this top, we start falling, but we had a fake breakout. And the funny thing is, if you take a look at here, the price fall right underneath of this, which is interesting. So we saw the price fall right underneath of the FIBO resistance, a small fake breakout over there, which just made a new all-time high. But after that, sharp reduce up to somewhere close to 59,500 or something close to that. And then after that, again, we saw the price pushed up. So it is a very good sign, to be honest. If you take a look at here, you can see this was look like a bear flag, but Bitcoin is breaking out of it. So it is a very good positive sign. Still, there is some sort of resistance close to the previous all-time high, which is somewhere close to 63, 64 area, which need to break and go up. I'm most likely expect that hit here, just have another leg down somewhere close to top of the channel, and hopefully it's going to break it off and just go up. That's the most likely scenario which I'm expecting. But market actually made few interesting moves. uh, if you take a look at here, you can clearly see that some sort of head and shoulder has been made here. If I want to just make it like this, you can see from here we go up, then we go down here, then we got up, then we get down here, then we go up, and then we get down here. So clearly it was a head and shoulder, but the head and shoulder didn't work. And as soon as we get to the neckline, we saw the price pushed up. So it is why we're always telling you when the pattern happen, wait for a full breakout, wait for a retest, and then wait for a confirmation candle. So you know you can enter on a right time, on a right price, and you can enjoy the drive. And before the confirmation, don't get into the making a position. Same as here, when the breakout happen, so we're always saying, if the breakout happen, wait for a pullback. We definitely can see the pullback, but the price couldn't just make a confirmation candle here. So if we wanted to enter here, and if you enter somewhere close to 66, obviously up to here, you would have possibly get liquidated or just go to a big loss. Still, you should be on a loss. But if you waited for a confirmation candle, then just move in. You could have put your stop loss right underneath of it and just play safe. So what we can see here, obviously, the price is now close to 63,000, which is a very good price for Bitcoin. Another sign of the bullishness and another sign of the market going up. If we take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, as we discussed before, it just fall from the trend. 4 days on a row just going down, and again its last 2 days start going up, which is very aligned with the price of Bitcoin, which last 2 days we saw slightly be going up again. So uh, if Bitcoin keep going up, probably we again see another wave up. But if Bitcoin do a little bit of ranging and just stay a little bit where it is right now, probably it's a start keep dropping, because to me it can be something like this happening: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, something like wave 4 and wave 5. So this might happen. That's a possibility. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen. This is the very actually good scenario for the alts if it's happened like that. But if it doesn't and break up from here and get back above 48, probably this is going to keep the market down for a while. Even though there is a possibility that we see another hit underneath of this. I mean, we see something like that. We see this going up, hit underneath of this trend, and then we see coming down. This is another possibility. But in general, as we discussed before in the previous video, I mentioned that something between 48.5 and 50 is a very big resistance for the Bitcoin dominance. I don't really think it's going to be break, and I think before we get into here, we're going to probably see another downtrend for the Bitcoin dominance, but we have to wait and see. The good news is market is bullish. Some of the coins are doing perfectly well, and we are going to check some of the coins we have been checked before we get into the new coins. So we see how our TIs on the previous videos which we prepared are going. We go and take a look at the OKB, which we discussed. You see how fantastic it works. I think when we talk about it was somewhere here a few days ago. It go up, couldn't pass the resistance, come down to the bottom of resistance and get to this support, the new support it built, get out and hit the resistance again, come down to the new supports, now starts moving another way up. So I'm pretty bullish on OKB. Same as I think HT. HT, when we discussed about it, was somewhere close to here. You can see it made a small flag over there, something like this. And when it breaks out, it just goes up right underneath of the resistance as we discussed before, 10.8, and now making clearly another flag. So hopefully if the market is stay bullish and the price can actually get out of this, hopefully we can see some movement up like this, get out, come back, do the retest and go to the next level of resistance, which is 12.5. Next one, which we discussed before, was KCS. It was right here on the top of this resistance, which I told you it is a good buy to get it. It is obviously even Eve situation, which we can see it here. You can see one wave here, second wave here, and now we're going up with a target of 20. So right now is making something like a bull flag. Sorry, let me just remove this. I expect we see some sort of, oh Jesus. So let me just fix this for you. So what I expect, if I make this the shorter time frame in the 1 hour, you obviously see something like this. Maybe it's better to make it like a channel, something like this. And it's going to range a bit. And if it break out of from here, another pullback, and we're going to go up here close to that part. So still it's a good buy, but wait for the confirmation to get out of this channel or a flag or whatever it's going to cause. NIA, when we discussed it, was somewhere close to here, somewhere around $10. Now it's 10.25. So you can see it's break out of the resistance area, as you can see here. When we discussed it was this green candle. Then we saw the pullback the day after, and it's 3 days after that moving up. I expect probably now it is breaking up. We see another red candle before we're going even higher. Luna, we've been talking about it. I think when we discussed was here, coming back to this support. It tried, breakout, couldn't keep the price, come down again to the same support. Now going up, it looks like couldn't break it again. Maybe we see another phase down, but the important thing is the pattern is pretty bullish, especially if you take a look at something like this. You can see definitely the breakout happened, and I expect something like this happened there. So we see coming down, pull back to here, break this up, pull back here and go up. And sooner rather than later, we see the price around 48.5 or something like that. DOT, you remember we discussed about the role of the Bollinger Band and how it works. You see, get out of the Bollinger Band, go up, get out of the Bollinger Band, go up, and again we see another one. Get out of the Bollinger Band and now it's going up. I still expect if it can stable the price above this trend, which I think if we bring this down a bit, you see here, support, here support, and now we might see even go higher unless the price falling down from this trend line. I'm very bullish on dot two, and I think it's going to just even make higher numbers. It's 4 hours, and even if you want to consider this as a triangle, you can see obviously there is a small breakout. Probably we see one candle here as a pullback and then moving up. That's most likely scenarios. FTM, it was one of the other one which we discussed when we talk. It was somewhere close to here on top of the trend. You can see it comes back, pull back on top of the channel, and now it start moving up. You can see it's clearly break out of this, and now we see a pullback on the top of this resistance. And I think as soon as the resistance retest the resistance, we're going to see more upward trend. And we check the Elliott, and the end of the wave 5 Elliott is close to 3.5. So if this one keep the price, probably in the confirmation candle, you can enter and just try to just go up with it up to there. LTC was another one. When we discussed it, it was breaking out, couldn't break this resistance, come down, and we put this flag here when it was here. We said, okay, most likely after retesting here, we're going to see the wave up. We can see it's already started moves. And if we want to consider this as a triangle, we can see it's tried to break out, didn't break out fully, but if it fully break out, do the retest, then it can go up. Now we're going to go through the few new, obviously the eagle, another one which we discussed. It was breaking out when we just checked it. You can see how good it works on the flash which I made actually. It goes right there, come down, and it's get to this point. And this is where the resistance was, 302. It's get to 3298, so a few dollars less than the target which I had. And now a red candle, and I still believe it might move a little bit sideways, and it's eventually breaking out this candle. But don't forget that this is the all-time high. So breaking out of that, it's not easy, okay? So we might even see more moving down and then going up, because obviously this is the all-time high. So and all-time highs is always the selling area, always a big selling area. This has happened with the Sol. This has happened even with the Bitcoin and many other coins. When they get close to the all-time high, many people try to take the profit, and it is why it pushed the price down. So this was just a review on the previous coin which we discussed. Let's get to the 5 new coins which we want to review today. And I'm telling you that every day I review at least 5 coins which you asked me to do. So if you want me to just review any coins for you guys, just come write a few comments in the Aidin TAs group, and I definitely try to accommodate as much coin as I can in our daily market review. SNX, all right, SNX was one of the coins which you guys asked me to do. As you can see, this is the longer time frame. I'm going to make it like this. You can probably see something like this happening. There are 2 failed breakout here and here, but we don't consider them because this trend line has the most touch. So, and even if I continue this, you can see it's get to here. So if I reduce make this something like this, you can see the most touch on the trend is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's a very huge accumulating area. So I think if it can break out very strongly out of this, we are going to see a huge move. Also, don't forget that we have some sort of breakouts, false breakouts here, here, and even at the bottom here and here, which we can consider them, but normally we go with the ones which they are more valid. So this area, obviously, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 9, 10, 10 hit to this line, which is close to 9.6. It's a very strong support. So I'm going to consider that as a very big support. Obviously, if it falls from this, there is two more lines which we can consider as the other supports lower than this. But at the moment, with the market going bullish, I'm not really considering it. But if for any reason it's a start falling from the 9.5, we can see 7.2 and 5.4. They are the lowest supports which we need to consider. At the moment, I'm more expecting like, something big going up towards 14. And obviously, if it can pass 14, the next area of the target would be 22. And if it passed that, it can be previous all-time high close to 27. So it's a very good opportunity if you take a look at it from 9 to 27. It's almost triple 300. It is close to the support, so it's a good opportunity. It's a very good risk versus reward. So let me just focus more on it. And the candles here look like the reversal candle. So if I take a look at this, you see this is a reversal candle here, which then we go up, reversal candle here, reversal candle here, reversal candle here. So these are the candles telling us price might drop. And here it looks like we have a reversal candle, but we have to see how it reacts to this trend line. Obviously, the trend lines always have their own tolerance of mistake, because you draw them with your hand. There is no there is not any way that you can make it 100% accurate, but we try to do it as accurate as possible. So when this price coming down here, I expect maybe a little bit lower, and then we start going up. And it is very aligned with what I see with the BTC. As we discussed, I said in the BTC that we are going up, and then if I make it 1 hour, probably it's even make more sense to you guys. You can see the breakout obviously happened, but still we are doing some sort of pullback on top of this channel. And it is something similar happening with SNX, which I think we see some sort of pullback on top of this. And as soon as this be done, I hope most likely we're going to see another wave up. So what am I thinking is more something like this. And we're going up, maybe a little bit down. And then we go, here we go, we go up. So if you want to buy like somewhere like this, probably you can put an order close to somewhere like 9.5, 9.4. They are a good buy. And if you want to put a stop loss, I strongly advise you put a stop loss a little bit lower, somewhere close to 8, 8.5. So you can buy 9.5, you put your stop loss at 8.5, and you expect at least in a, some time frame, you get to 14.3, which if I want to calculate how much is going to be out if you buy it here, how much you're going to get out of it. So if you put the stop loss at 8.44 and put your target somewhere close to here, it's going to give you the risk reward ratio of 5, which is very great. So that's a good buy to me. I hope it works as my TA says, and if you are getting in, you can make a good money out of it. The next one we are going to check, it's GALA. It's actually almost in a similar situation as SNX, but probably more bullish. That how you can see it doesn't have too much data, to be honest, because it's pretty new on Binance, and it's not something which call it a lot of data on it. Maybe I remove this one at the bottom, and you can see how interestingly it just started to sit on this support, and we can see obviously this triangle has been built over there, and if it's going to go up, probably we can consider this as a measurement to how far we're going to go. So we expect if it's break out of this, it can go up to 18, which is another good buy as well. Same as many other coins, we expect this to go up, break out, come down, retest this, go up, retest this, and hit that, something like this. That's the expectation. However, right now, because we're very close to the bottom, I think you can even buy now somewhere close to 827, 0827. And if you want to put a stop loss, you definitely need to put it lower than this. So you put it somewhere like 0.74 or 0.75, which is going to give you some sort of, let's say you buy it here, the stop loss here. And if you want to take it up to the first target, it still give you a reward ratio of 5, which is fantastic again. And even though if you are a short-term buyer and you are a day trader, you put it here, it still give you a 1.15 ratio to go right breakout. And even if it breakouts and go a little bit higher up to here, it give you 1.5 ratio, which is pretty good still for a day trade, and you don't need to wait for long. As soon as it starts moving up, it's going to happen. So this is GALA. So one of the things I wanted to show you, I told you that I'm going to start teaching you using some of the indicators. So let me remove these drawings. And one of the main indicators, which many of the people in the price action, they're using it, it's the EMAs, which is the moving average. There is an indicator here, which is, I don't know if I have it. There is an indicator called EMA 20, 50, 100, 200, which is one of the best ones, to be honest. It gives you 4 EMAs. The combination of them is pretty strong, and it tell you how is the trend looking. So let's use this one and put it there and see how it's react. So obviously, the trends in the 4-hour time frame, it looks pretty bearish because you can see we have the EMA 200, then 100, then 50, then 20. So the price is right underneath of all 4 of them, and they are from the top to the bottom, which is make the situation pretty much bearish, okay? But you have to consider that how it works and how we use them is actually we're using the crossover of those lines. So you can see here when this crossover here happening, with 20 going higher and 50 start crossing the 100 towards the top, here, right here, you can see there is an upward movement happening. So if we see something like this happen, this means we are going bullish, which the price going high. And on the other hand, when something like this happening, which the moving average, the ones which they are smaller, which is 20, start crossing the 50, and 50 cross the 100, and 100 cross the 200 ones towards the, towards down lower prices, it's where the bearish movement happening. So if this movement is going to became bullish, if you want to use the EMAs, what you have to wait is you have to wait that this EMA, which is 20, start moving up and just crossing the other 3, then 50 crossing the other 2, then 100 crossing 200. So when this move happened up somewhere close to here, we expect that the trend starts shifting from being bullish, from being bearish here right now to be a bullish. But if we take a look at this in a higher time frame, which is a daily one, unfortunately we don't have much of a data here, but in the 1 hour, we should have more data. You can see that. So in the 1 hour data, you can see here when we had the crossover, the 20 come and cross, we saw a bullish movement up. And when again this 20 start coming down here, we had a bearish movement down. And again, this is what's happened here. We can see this bearish move here. But even in 1 hour time frame, still is pretty bearish. So if you are going to use the EMAs and they cross off the EMAs, you have to wait for the EMA 20 to hit EMA 50, 100, and 200, EMA 50 to hit and cross up the EMA 100 and 200, and you have to wait for the EMA 100 to cross EMA 200. So we see the trend turn bullish. If I want to show you the example of the bullish one, this is where exactly we can see this happen. Right at the bottom, you can see here the EMA 20 crossed 50, then crossed 100, and then crossed 200. You can see here, right here, the price is here. This is a big sign of the trend change. So we are going to go bullish. And you can see right after that, the price had a big rise from somewhere close to 92 to somewhere close to 120. So this is how we use EMAs, and that was the way we used it in GALA. It wasn't much of the data, but if we go further to the other coins, we can probably use it even better. The next coin we're going to check, it's SUSHI. When we discussed about it last time, it was right under this resistance. I said if it's break, it's going to go up. It had a 1, 2, 3 move there, and it continued doing the same things, 4, 5, and now it's still here. But the most important things about it is if we take a look at oh, sorry, I just need to remove these. So if we take a look at these, the good things about it, about SUSHI, is actually price is following this trend. So it's correct that couldn't break the resistance of 11.5, but again, it's just getting trapped in a small triangle and the movement gets smaller and smaller. So my expectation is if we go further and further, again, we see probably a little bit more like this until the price just going up. So that's normally how it's happened, unless, something unexpected happen in the market and prices start falling down from here and probably get back to the major support, which we have it here. I don't think it's going to happen. What I just want to show you where is the major support is around 6.6. I really don't think we are going to see any price less than 8.5 for the SUSHI, but we have to consider all the possibilities in crypto market because everything is possible here. This is crypto. So let's start using the EMAs on this one. So let's go put the EMAs on it. So in the 4-hour time frame, we can see again what has happened. Turn bullish here. You can see the EMAs crossed over right here. We had a bullish move. It was still bullish until it fall down here. We had a little bit of bearish, again crossover, another bullish movement up until here, which we had a crossover and still we got underneath of it. So now the price is trapped here. We can see all those EMAs getting so close together. We can't even see them, separated from each other. When the scenario like this happened, which all those EMAs getting close together, we call it like it works like a trampoline or a very big spring, which when the price hit it, normally we can see big moves. Big moves means big candles. Just look at this, how interesting this is happening here. So look, right here, 3 EMAs just all crossed each other's. And as soon as price hit it down here, we can see such a big candle close there. Again here, the price come from down, and when it gets to crossing over this 3 EMA, we see a very big candle. And on the other side, when these three hit each other on the bearish side, when the price hit it, we can see 2 big red candles coming down. So normally when we see the crossovers of all those EMAs, it works like very strong support or resistance, and it can reject the price very hard, or on the other hand, it can push the price high very hard, like how it's happened here. So with the sushi, at the moment in the 4 hours time frame, it's bearish. I think in a shorter time frame, it should be bullish. So now in a shorter time frame, it's still bearish too. And you can see the price gone up to the EMA 50, rejected now, and it still is underneath of it. But here, that's what exactly happened. I told you, if it's rejected from there, we can see a bearish move, and you can see that bearish move has happened. Again, here, the 2-3 EMAs are crossing each other's, very close to each other's, crossing down. We can see a bearish movement. So anyway, the pattern is telling us that the price is consolidated for a long. So if even if I take this like this, especially in this area, and even if I want to use this as a template, you can see something like this. Even if I want to draw a channel, even though it's not a channel, but in a very short time frame, we can see a channel going up. I hope that we see this moving up, breaking out from here, and then we see the upward move. So I hope this TA about the moving average help you guys to better understand or use it in your analysis when you do it yourself. There is a lot more in regards to EMAs, which we can discuss it on the other uh, daily updates. All right, this is the previous conversation we had about the harmony one. If you remember, we discussed about this pattern of the cup and handle, and when we discussed it, the price was somewhere close to here, and this was the previous high which harmony one made. But as I was expected, the harmony one performed perfectly well as per my TA, as we expected. As soon as this price actually get out of this triangle, which I think the last time we discussed was still inside, because that was the flash I made here. As soon as it's get out, we could see it's going up and down, break out of this resistance, just made few ranges, few candles right above this, and another big movement up. So if we just use the EMAs on that, probably we can see how bullish it is. So you see what is happened here. If we want to analyze it with this, you can see right here when the trend changed, and when it was bearish here, you can see the EMA 200 on top of 100, on top of 50, on top of 20. And right from here, the trend has been changed. EMA 200 go lower, then 100, then 50, then 20. And you can see from there, we have the price above it all the way. And it made it very bullish movement right from here. So if you would have wanted to buy this coin, you should have based on the EMA. You could have bought it on the 0.78, and now it's 31. So 7 versus 31, it is actually at least 4 times more. So you could have made 400% of profit just by buying here when the trend turned bullish, and just keep it up to now and get rid of it right now. Still, it is bullish to me. Let's just take a closer look about the how it is working. I think if I get rid of the EMAs, because I wanted to show how it works and you saw it. So let's make the time frame shorter. Obviously, there is a resistance here, which it tries to break it. It couldn't break it, but in the shorter time frame as well, if we take a look at this trend here, which kept it since here, something like this, still above that trend. So even though if we see a little bit more bearish movement towards here, which is possible, so something like this, which we see we're going a little bit down here. Still, I believe it can go over that and hit our cup and handle target, which is 35. That's for now my final target, which is the target of cup and handle. Obviously, when the coins are making a new all-time high, it is so hard to expect how far exactly they're going to go. People's FOMO, people's get into the market, buying crazily big amount of money, and you don't know how far it goes and when really people wants to take profit. Some people prefer to hold, some prefers to just sell it with a bit of the profit, but I think if it goes as per plan, 35 cent, it's not too far for the Harmony one. The last one we're going to talk, sorry, this video took too long, but I tried to just make it quick. It's VRA. Last time we discussed about the VRA, I just made a TA about it. I said, okay, we had this wave up, we had this triangle, and now we have to see the wave up with the same amount. And if the TA is going right, which is so far it did, you can see it like this. You can even see this blue line, which I asked the guys to buy it here. When it hit to here, that was funny. It was right here, which I asked the guys. Some people ask me, oh, can we enter? And I said, no, it just passed the all-time high. You have to wait until we see the retest on the all-time high. That was why I made this. And I said, if you want to enter, you have to enter here. So if you would have entered there, so you should have been in the small profit from somewhere close to 68 to 70, which is something like 3%. But I personally believe now with the new support it made here, we're most likely going to see more upward move, especially knowing that the trend is very bullish. And again, if we want to use the EMAs, we're going to see, you see how bullish it is. 20, 50, 100, and 200. And this is another sign which you can see when to buy the coins. You see this crossovers has been happened here towards the up. So you could have bought it here, somewhere close to 0.36, and now it's 0.70. So probably, yeah, 100% profit if you would have just used the EMAs to just buy this coin in the trend and keep it up to here. So that was it from today. So I hope you enjoyed today's TA and market analysis which we have done. Thank you so much for your support. Again, I have to thank Lustcoins for sponsoring us, for having us here to just allow us to have these videos for our good fans and good supporters. Please don't forget to support Lustcoins. 24 hours left. You can enjoy a good NFT if you buy more than one BNB. Be quick. They're going to get back to market. Also, if you are a holder, we strongly ask you guys to keep holding it. The exchange is coming out within the 2 weeks, which you can stake all of your lost coins in the new DeFi exchange and enjoy up to, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but the numbers which I have is around 30 or 30% plus profit a year, which you can get it with the lost coin, and that's going to be a great investment for you guys. You can get 30% extra tokens in a year, and also if the tokens make 10x or 5x or whatever, it's going to be a huge profit for every holders. Don't forget, it's still early stages. When they get back to pancake, which they're going to get back in 24 hours, we might see a little bit of volatility on the market. Some people might take profit, some of the early buyers. Some people want to buy more because they don't trust the pre-sale. They want to see it in a pancake. So it might price jump up and down a little bit for a while, probably 24 hours. So don't rush into just making conclusion. If you're a holder, just keep holding it. There is a good future for it. And I hope you enjoy being a holder of the Lustcoin, and Lustcoin can continue actually supporting us. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Catch you later. Bye.